Hey, this is Notser, and we are in the Tier 9 Japanese cruiser, Ibuki. She has 39,000 health, a top speed of 35 knots, 10 203mm guns, 16 torpedoes, a surface detect of 9.7 kilometers, and 57 AA defense rating. For my modules, reduced crit chance on main armament, improved aiming accuracy, improved main battery gun range, reduced the chance of flood and fire, faster rudder shift, concealment. For my commander, priority target, expert marksman, demolition expert, and concealment. We are on the map, Islands of Ice. Oh yeah. And yeah, this is the Tier 9. So the Ibuki recently got a buff, a turret traverse buff. Very fast turret traverse, 26 seconds I believe, with all the expert marksmen and stuff like that. How does she play? Isn't she a worthless ship, Notser? She's not even worth playing. She's just a Tier 9. I think she's pretty good. So what's the Japanese flare? And this, by the way, is from down the line. We played through all 10 Japanese cruisers and even the premiums. And this was an interesting game. It's not a barn burner in damage output, but tactically, I think it's sound. But the Ibuki, how did it work out? I think it works out pretty well. The turret traverse buff is welcomed. 203s are great. HE, of course, is the same good HE that all the Japanese cruisers have. Same basic layout. You've got the butt torpedoes that really require that you wiggle a little bit too much towards your friendly. So you got to be careful when you use your torpedoes. But she plays pretty well. Pretty well. Good players who can actually hit their shots can get kills with her. And yes, I missed that shot pretty bad. However, that is not going to change the outcome of this game. Hopefully. So, the enemy Hobodosk was the closest target. He was basically at his concealment. He tried to capture the base for his team, but he's not going to. And most of the enemy seems to be going a B-C strategy. Now, we started off going C. I assumed we would probably transition to B. However, most of both sides are fighting over C point. In this scenario, what are you trying to look to do? Usually, it's just find a place where you can actually capture. I mean, you could be cheeky, you could be, oh, I'm gonna fire, oh yeah, these guys can't get me. Oh, no big deal, no big deal. It's probably just better to make sure you capture the base and then try to do whatever you're trying to do. Take out a destroyer, take out a cruiser, battleship, I don't know, whatever you want to do. Get a pot of coffee, get some tea, have a bagel. Capturing the bases are probably the most important thing you can do, and if you are given a window, take it. Please take it. There's only one destroyer on my team, and it's a Hobodosk. A terrible destroyer to only have one of. It can't play the objective. So, the Japanese cruisers, the British cruisers, they sort of have to fulfill a and oh god, just Picard that so hard. I over-accelerated out. That was a really bad play. That was just straight up bad. I'm bad. I should feel bad. Everyone should feel like, oh man, seeing that. It's a mistake you shouldn't make. But yes, whenever there is a Soviet destroyer left, or no destroyers, the Japanese and the British have to fulfill that objective control that they are usually allowing the US, Japanese, and Germans to fulfill. The destroyers, of course. Don't be silly. Americans don't fulfill anything other than trying to sit at the corner of an island, bow on, you know that typical American cruiser. Yeah, I hate that typical American cruiser. It's such a fake way to play the game. However, it is a legitimate way to score damage and to avoid taking damage. I get it. It's just not very, well, it's not very realistic. Nobody ever did that. So, yeah. So the team captured C point, B point, firing at people at the B point. We fulfilled our role. We can continue firing. Some people would ask, well, why didn't you go rate of fire, Notser? You've got good turret traverse. You're not going to give up that much. It's going to make it basically what it was before the buff. You're absolutely right, I could. However, cruisers have a really small window of life, usually, because they're focused down by battleships. Evil battleships, who all they want to do is see you not burn, because that would be a destroyer or a cruiser, but die violently to a citadel. So range on your guns does help avoid dying. I have found that to be the case. Do I give up a little bit of rate of fire? Sure. But I can engage at effective ranges. Now, are we ever going to engage a target at or near our effective max? Well, you know, maybe the Bismarck. That's right at the edge. If I didn't have the range mod, I would probably have, what, 16.5-ish? The Des Moines would be well within. The Des Moines doesn't have the range, and he is clearly dealing with that. We do have the range, and we have to try and compensate. So, we captured C point for the team. We assisted in capturing, at least. Trying to harass. We're also looking for any window of opportunity where the enemy might be vulnerable. Maybe showing too much side. Maybe too close. Maybe a destroyer wanders too close. We've still only seen one destroyer. The other one has not been revealed yet. But from my point of view, this is not going to be a win, because we are all on the southern side of C point. Way too far away from a relevant base. And my team is very selfish, some of them. I mean, that's every multiplayer game. That's not a crack at this particular team. There's always selfish players who stay in the back, don't want to get their hands dirty. They want to get all the credit, the glory, but they don't want to go in and fight. And we need to fight. We need to make a play, at least attempt to make a play. And I did see the Des Moines close, dropped the speed slightly, still working on the Bismarck, still trying to avoid the range of most of them. Oh, look at what we've got here. Is Notser going to see it? Yes! It's a destroyer. The friendly aircraft scouted out. However, he did not stay around to keep him scouted. I think he fired his guns and he sent torpedoes. I'm going, no! He didn't have the range. I think he's used torpedo acceleration, maybe short-range torpedoes. I'm not quite sure. Dealing with a destroyer that has great concealment, like the Japanese destroyers or the Yugumo, it's important. It's worth risking some damage in order to take it. If I was in a better position, I probably would do that. I do have a Bismarck, and I am his target. I can't really risk focusing 100% on him. I do wish I could. If I could take this guy out, I think I could deal. The Des Moines, they don't really have the range. They're very far away. It's going to be hard for the velocity to keep up. I did intend to send my torpedoes, hoping that maybe the Bismarck will wander over them. You never know. Part of my weaknesses as a player is that I don't use my torpedoes as often as I should. And I have to admit that. Really admit it. Self-help. You know, you have, what is it? Alcohol is anonymous or something like that? I am what's a torpedo? That's basically what I should be when I'm in a ship that has torpedoes. And it's not really built into their primary kit. Let's face it, main battery, important. But teammates are working on the, it's a drunken sailor? Really? Drunken sailor? Okay. Well, the teammates are working on the drunken sailor, and they actually got him. Good, good. That's a big deal. The game's close, outside the points. We need to get a couple kills without trading. We've traded pretty well. We've kept the enemy from really pushing in. If we can get the Des Moines dead, and the Des Moines dead, and the Hubbardoff's dead, and the Alabama dead, and the North Carolina, then we'll be in business. And we need to capture some points. So I'm going to work my way slowly over to B point. And not a very impressive game damage-wise, right? No. I have Honestly, I've missed a lot of shots. But it is important, but it's not going to define whether you're successful or not. Even someone who's having a bad game, missing shots, maybe you're just coming back to the game, maybe honestly, you just have never been good at shooting. You can still play the objectives correctly. You could perceive where you need to take an advantage, where you need to minimize the disadvantages that are on your point. Right now, I feel like, man, this is really bad, because I'm trying to work my way towards B point, and the aircraft carrier wants to kill me. The dive bomber is successful. Can't afford to put it out. I have to hold on to my damage control, and I'm trying to just turn into the squadrons to minimize the time that they're dropping. That's really all you can do. I don't have defensive fire. You want to go bow or stern on and focus down whatever squadron has not dropped. Thankfully, I picked the one that has not dropped, and we are able to kill the torpedo before it does any damage. But I will control click, and then I will look to control click whatever squadron has not dropped. That is the primary way I deal with the CVs. I've always dealt with it. It's worked pretty well. Yeah, we took damage, but we didn't die. And that's an accomplishment. I was isolated. I didn't really have good AA protection for my ship. Now, the Alabama did eventually catch up after all the maneuvering, but we need to get over to the base. Notser, get to the base. Teammates are calling for it. I know. I will absolutely head over there. Guy goes, hey, take A point. Okay. A point's all right, but you know what would be better? B and A point. Yeah, that would be a better strategy, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go B and A. I'm going to stay in B point just long enough to capture it. If enemies do decide to fire on me, that's okay. The enemy Des Moines is well aware of my existence. He's going to use the island to block. I do try a blind shot to see if I can arc it over. I wasn't getting the island warning, but he knows. He's blocked 100% from my angle. So we just have to go in and capture the base. Looks like the enemy aircraft, maybe he feels like, oh, I've weakened him. I can take him out. Maybe you can, Mr. Aircraft Carrier. Maybe you can. I would prefer that he not attack me until I've captured the base, but I can't really stop him. And as this guy backs up, we get a free skill. Yeah, that was a kill secure. We were securing that kill. It wasn't a kill steal whatsoever. At least he's dead. We can move on. The game is too close to being lost to just delay. Capture the base, go to A, try and survive. At this point, I sort of felt like the aircraft carrier is northeast of my position. The aircraft are too consistent with the direction they're coming from. So he is somewhere either north of A, northeast of A. He's in that direction. Oh boy. Here come the torpedoes. All right, Notser, don't fail this one. We've got to survive. I'm going to try and angle towards the squadron as best I can. And I think, it looks like we're going to take one. Thankfully, it doesn't cause a flood. We still have the dive bombers incoming. I change to the first squadron that's going to drop. As soon as they drop, I'm going to look to click on the next one. He seems to be having a little bit of an issue. Oh, yes, he missed. All right, click transition. That's really all you can do when you're trying to counter what the aircraft carrier is looking to do. The Tier 9 and the Tier 10 aircraft carriers, their aircraft are faster, so it's easier for them to get around you. Oh, he's going to try one. Is he doing one? No, he did get it off, but we will be able to clear it with our speed, just in the nick of time. Now I can head over to A point, and we need A point badly. 3 minutes left. The enemy is less than 100 points from winning the game. If they take that battleship out, it's basically over. We've got to get there. So, heading straight there. Oh, he's low. Oh, joy! The North Carolina. I don't know how he got this low. Oh, he's firing. Drop the speed. Turn. Turn will scrub the most speed off. Always remember that. Now, he could miss completely and kill me outright, but if he aimed correctly, he will overshoot. And that's exactly what happened. We assisted in killing him. I did not deserve that kill, but he's dead. I don't really care. The game is too close. Head over to A point. Now, the Alabama, based on the torpedoes, by the way, I've mentioned this all the time, use your torpedoes to get an idea of the momentum of the target. He's going towards B point. He doesn't want to go backwards. I don't really have to worry about him trying to stop me. And here are some more aircraft. Clearly, he is trying to take out my fighter before his torpedo and dive bombers get here. I have to hold on to my catapult fighter until the last second, hoping that it will interrupt or slow him down. That's all I'm looking to do. And go directly towards that squadron. In this instance, it's bow, but I could do stern as well. And just keep it focused. Keep it focused. I mean, oh, it's extremely stressful. I don't care if I capture it. All I care about is avoiding dying. It's okay to give up the capture. Don't worry about it. Don't die to that. And here he goes. He's dropping it. He's trying. He spent a long time getting it ready, and he's only going to get one. And it looks pretty good. It looks like we're going to survive. Oh, gosh. Please. Miss. I don't know if he's gone. Man, he's having a real tough time. He's having a real tough time trying to get the drop-off. And look at where his squadrons are going. They are leading me right to him. I think he's, yeah. See the cursor on the mini-map? He's over here. So we're going to try and capture him. Just want to lock it up, okay? We don't want to die. So you're telling me there's a chance. It was a good game. Team did a great job. The remaining recovering. I didn't do any damage. You know, what could I have done differently? There wasn't a lot of destroyers to really focus down. It was a lot of cruisers and battleships. And I wasn't interested in dying. So I pulled back, and I was on flanks where I just didn't hit my shots, quite frankly. All right, here we go. He's going to try. He's going to try. 7, 6, trying to delay it as long as possible. Be as far away from him. 2, 1. Please capture it before. Yes. Just in the nick of time. And I have to stop the fire. I can't allow it to burn. If he tries to drop on me, so be it. There's nothing I can do. Oh, he's there. There he is. Yes. See if we can get a little bit of damage before the game ends. We have 7 seconds left. And we needed all 20 minutes of that game. Wow. But we did it as a team. Good effort by the team. Good objective play. And I was pretty happy with that performance, honestly. The Ibuki played well. I should have hit shots better. That's my fault. But the ship didn't let me down. We earned Dreadnought, 3 kills, 2 base captures, 55,000 damage. Don't need to look at that one. 2,176 base XP, and look at my team. The Zhao and the Des Moines did a great job for our team. I was more the objective guy. The Shokaku was the best player on their team. I'm not surprised. I did make him waste 3 or 4 drops, though, which is good for my team. And I really enjoyed my time. I hope that this was fun to watch. I'm going to be completely honest. I was very, very tense every time the torpedoes tried to drop. I was hoping, please don't dot me, please don't do a lot of damage, but it worked out. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.